I wasn't in here for this reason, but I'm kind of glad I walked in at the time I did. The path is used by myself almost on a daily basis and hundreds of other people. It connects all of Ridgeway with Route 62 to go to Stop and Shop and this and that. And I think there was, somebody misspoke at some point that it was accepted in 95. It would have been 85. So, I mean,
that's what it says. Yeah.
You know, it's many, many years later. And it has been maintained by the Ridgeway Association that keeps all the common areas mowed and all that. And I'm actually surprised that all the abutters aren't here because myself and many other people signed a letter that we sent to the board many months ago when we found out that someone was trying to buy the land again. Many people have looked over it. The lot's never perked. I guess all of a sudden the lot is perked. But I know the family that they mentioned that abuts it. And I can't tell you how many times they've had problems with their septic backing up into their bathtubs and everything else. So how someone would want to put a house in here is beyond me. But the town already owns it. What happened was when Modern Continental tried to sell this other lot because they were in bankruptcy and trying to pay off their debts, the buyer told the neighbors that he was buying the walkway. And it's like, wait a minute, the town owns this walkway. They can't sell it. But we couldn't find the deed, the town. So we had to get town council involved and everything. And it was, I guess, when the street was accepted, the property was deeded to us, but we never got an actual deed. So, and it's used by a lot of people. And I think I called you about this a long time ago. And I would just hope we could accept this and hold on to this property.
Was it deeded to us, was it deeded to us during the subdivision plan, or was it tax title?
In the subdivision plan.
All right, so it wasn't tax title.
That wasn't tax title. The detention,
The adjacent lot is.
adjacent lot.
So we own that also.
A large detention basin on it.
Okay.
They kept it because they couldn't perk it and sell it, so they just kept holding it. That's why they still owned it. They had tried to sell it, and they just couldn't perk that lot, and they were hoping
So
someday.
now we own that also.
Now we own that also.
Excuse me.
Further discussion.
Yeah,
Mr. Yule.
I was trying to read this, and I hate to say this, but it's really fine print. And I am doing the best I can. So I actually had a hard time, I'm having a hard time locating this path here. Can anybody who has good sight tell me where this is? I see 52, lot 52, but I can't
Oh,
find.
you're trying to identify where it is on the map here?
Yeah,
Bottom
so I
right.
can have a,
Search
this is 52.
Okay.
Figure out where we are.
So it makes sense to me. I'm just trying to. Is this it here?
No.
I guess nobody has good eyesight around here.
Well, no, it's
right.
not. We're not looking at the right thing here.
I think.
Is that right?
Is that the right, isn't the right map?
It's this gray piece that heads toward the lollipop.
Bottom right,
Oh, okay.
bottom right, see the stub that doesn't connect to the cul-de-sac?
I see that. Okay, now, okay, thank you. Thank you very, very much. Yeah.
You all set?
So actually,
Gentlemen.
there's a limited number of butters, there's actually 4 direct butters to it, and one of them is Modern Continental.
Right next to 55 Bruce Road.
Right, I see that
Right
now.
next to my house. They've been someone trying to sell this lot for, I don't know how many years. It's never perked, and it came up lately, maybe 6 months ago, and someone was trying to buy the lot and trying to buy that piece of land. I originally thought that the town owned it. Obviously, the town is not registered or whatever, not deeded to the town, but I thought it was a town-owned piece of land.
It is
Supposed to be a town-owned piece of land.
No, it is.
So,
No, it is.
well, apparently it's not, because why would this come up?
Well, no, we're accepting,
We're accepting.
we're accepting it.
But, Chris, on this plan, are you saying number 79? Serge, you're 80, I think. I know you're 55, but I'm looking at the
That's
plan.
his street number, not his
Right,
lot number.
but the lot number, it looks like he's 80. And then you've
Okay.
got the strip, and then you've got 79.
Right.
which says it's over an acre. 1.02
79, is it?
79, but is that the one that, this is the one that doesn't
Yeah,
perk?
see, you can see his better, because there's no,
Right.
Sorry, do you want to see a copy?
So the one that we're looking at that doesn't perk is this one
79.
here.
This is Surge's house,
That's Serge's house.
Right.
It's here.
right.
That's the guy.
But you're saying
And
that's
there's-
town-owned now?
This is a I don't know if,
Sounds like nobody knows.
it was in, we're pretty sure it was in
Where's
tax
that
title,
55 or 53?
but we're not
There's,
positive.
there's a huge pond in here.
Yeah, it's right
There's a
in here.
huge pond in here.
Right.
But he
Heidi,
has lot A.
Has tax
Right in
title
here.
gone through on that, and we've got it now?
Very little land is available, is right on the side here, and that's what we're trying to.
So very little money.
It's-
6 months
right.
ago, it was.
It was in process for taking, and that takes, I don't know how long, so that was 6 months ago, this spring, so it may have completed by now, that the town has actually taken that property from them.
But we're not sure?
I'll tell you, if you look at the map,
He's talking about the lot.
that lot 79, if you
okay.
can see where the number 79 is.
Yes, yes, I see what you're saying.
The detention pond comes from Spruce Road, about 15 feet off of Spruce Road, to about where that 79 is, so it's got almost half of that lot.
Gentleman
is-
said that there's
Oh, yeah.
a big pond in the middle of the lot.
It is, yeah. It's- And there's a,
Okay,
Anyway, yeah, we should just resolve the issue and
Be done.
Let's
Accept
take Let's take it.
okay, so
Too close to here.
I'll close the hearing, Mr. Prisco.
Mr. Chairman, I move to accept the layout of Spruce Road, Parcel A, as a public footway and bicycle path as shown on a plan of land entitled Ridgeway Estates 2, definitive, subdivision plan, North Reading, Mass, dated November 22nd, 1985, as revised by Robert E. Anderson Incorporated, by signing said order of layout and reporting to the town.
second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Next item on our agenda, number 7, is North Reading Housing Authority extension to purchase Chestnut Street. This is again just a action we have to take to,
I'm sorry, you had agreed to move number 10 up to now?
oh, I'm sorry, you're right. Mr. Prisco has reminded me to move, that we agreed to move 10 up to discuss
The charter changes.
the charter changes.
Question, comment.
Just one.
Briefly on that final one, that's probably, since that one, maybe, I don't know, that's one probably, vote, make a recommendation on the, Bruce Road on.
We didn't, do we vote?
No, I
Yeah.
mean, you could do more than just accept the layout, that one, because it's actually already ours.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go through the articles.
Yep.
Later.
Okay, discussion on the charter changes. Let us take them one at a time.
Number.
Yeah, it would be helpful if you take the one that doesn't have, the one that was in your packet, see if it does not have the ordering sheet, it just starts off with article number 1.
Bill, do you know what number, what article number it is?
10.
Thank you.
Okay. The first one was 241, town meeting procedures. And this is a proposal to move the date of the April town meeting from the first Monday in April to the first available Monday in June. The purpose of which is to deal with the issue of having real numbers for state aid prior to the opening of the town meeting. As you recall, of the past couple of years, we have actually moved the budget section of town meeting into June, requiring a quorum at town meeting, and also requiring that when we send out the warrant, that we have no omnibus article published in it, and we have been publishing that at a later date and distributing it in addition to posting it on the website at town meeting. So I think the consensus of the board on the issue of changing the date of town meeting was pretty much unanimous at this point.
For the 8th.
I'm taking one piece at a time. The April town meeting.
241?
Are we in agreement on that? And then on the second item was to move the October town meeting out a little bit. And the proposal that I think we left off at was the third Monday in October,
That's right.
which would give us, one, I think it gets past the holiday that we run into every once in a while.
Right.
And would give us a little more time for preparation coming off of the summer recess. So with that,
We did have some input from the
Yeah.
town clerk.
right, but no, that was related to, I thought it was related
No.
to the,
It was related to this.
It was very much,
Specifically the October. And then in
Well,
conjunction
She had an
with.
issue with
Well, if you're
comment.
gonna move the town meeting to June and the election to June,
There was an issue
there's
there.
an issue
Right.
there.
right.
right,
And then there was a specific issue in relation to, in other words, if we would move the town meeting just from April to June, that wouldn't pose such a problem. It's
Right.
the combination of the two with the election
mhm.
would. So we can either talk about that together or separately. I mean, I don't have any problem with moving from April to June, just the town meeting. But I'm not in favor of moving the election to June.
Right, I mean, I understood that,
And
and,
then in October, her concern was related to the close proximity to the November elections and the workload on her office in relation to having to comply with certain statutory things with October town meeting
mhm.
being moved so
Right.
close to the elections that happen every 2 years in November.
And I agree with Steve on that. But the remaining items on here, because we
Well,
all,
let's take,
well, I think you have to have the conversation now though, Bob, because I agree. When I brought this item up, okay, I was the one that suggested charter change. And every conversation I had here, every meeting we had, I said, we should take it with steps and have a process and build a small committee so we could vet these ideas and vet each one of these to make sure that we don't have any impacts. I have to tell you, I was surprised when it showed up on our last meeting, and I'm surprised that it's actually gonna be on a warrant article for this October. I, best case, thought maybe April next year or June. But since we're all in agreement on the first item, I could live with that. But any other item after this, I think we really should table it and give the public, our committees, our department heads, an opportunity to sit and work through some of these. So we can assess. So if we make a change to take away the warrant article and not mail it out, just make sure, what is that impact on the seniors? Yes, we're not gonna make everybody happy, but at least we had an opportunity to vet them before we rush off. I don't think it's a big issue to the town if we just wait until the next town meeting to have everything prepared, but accept this one now, and then move it to June, and then in June, we'll have a new warrant articles for the remaining items you have here, so we can vet them properly.
well, I find it a little bit surprising that you're bringing this up now rather than last week,
Well,
right? And I thought that basically we were interested in making some changes. We had to, if we're gonna make the changes and make the time for this October town meeting, we had to put these items on a fast track. Now, I don't have a problem with removing any one of them, okay? But I am a little surprised that you're bringing it up tonight when we discussed it at length at our last meeting.
Well, I apologize, I didn't bring it up at the last meeting. I guess I had a little bit of time to think about it, and in discussion with others, and just going back